Welcome back to the Healing Space. I'm Maya Soul. This season's topic is Stop Expecting You Out of People. We will discuss healing from disappointment, one sided relationships, unmet expectation, emotional exhaustion, learning to protect your peace, and more. Thank you for joining me for another season of healing. We have to understand that and learn that people love differently, and expecting people to show up exactly like you do creates heartbreak and disappointment. This season is for the people who give too much, love too deeply, and constantly feel disappointed when others don't return the same energy. Today's episode is called Nobody Loves Exactly Like You. And I really want to sit with that statement for a second because a lot of our heartbreak doesn't come from simply loving people. It comes from expecting people to love us the same way we love them. Some people naturally nurture others, and then there are people who were never taught emotional accountability, never taught consistency, never taught how to pour into others emotionally. That doesn't excuse hurtful behavior, but it does explain why so many people leave relationships feeling emotionally empty. Your heart is rare, not everyone operates from love, loyalty, or empathy. Stop measuring others by your standards. Doing this, your love will always feel unmatched. Most nurturers are often the first to show up and the last to leave. They are the people who check on everyone else while silently carrying their own burdens. They are the friends who remember birthdays, the partners who make sure everyone else is okay, the family members who keep everybody connected, the co-workers who always step in when someone needs help. The nurturer gives because that's who they are, not because they're keeping score, not because they're expecting something in return, but because caring comes naturally to them. The problem is that many nurturers unconsciously assume other people think the same way they do, and that's where the disappointment begins, because not everyone notices what you notice. Not everyone gives what you give. Not everyone loves the way you love. And unfortunately, some people become very comfortable receiving from nurturers while giving very little back. Many nurturers don't realize they're exhausted until they're completely drained. Why? Because they've spent so much time focusing on everyone else's needs that they've ignored their own. They're so busy making sure everybody else feels loved that nobody ever asks if they feel loved. They're so busy checking on everyone else that nobody checks on them. They're so busy carrying everybody else's pain that nobody notices they're hurting too. And because nurturers are strong, people often assume they don't need support. But strong people need support too. Strong people cry too. Strong people get tired too. Strong people need somebody to pour into them too. One thing many nurturers never admit is that deep down they hope people will eventually love them the way they love others. They hope someone will finally notice, finally appreciate, finally reciprocate, finally show up. And when that doesn't happen, they feel hurt, disappointed, and sometimes resentful. Not because they're selfish, but because they've been pouring from an empty cup for too long. One of the hardest lessons to learn is this: just because you would do it for someone does not mean they would do it for you. And that realization hurts deeply when you have a good heart. Because when you love people, you love intentionally. You think about them throughout the day. You want to make sure they're okay. You naturally show up. But everybody doesn't carry relationships the way you do. You could spend years overextending yourself emotionally for people who only know how to receive, not reciprocate. And sometimes we ignore the signs because we keep hoping eventually they'll love us correctly. But love should not constantly feel lonely. Sometimes the most painful realization isn't that people don't love like you. It's realizing that some people never intended to love you the way you've been loving them. You've been showing up, checking in, giving, supporting. And somewhere along the way, you stopped asking yourself one very important question: who's showing up for me? We'll continue this conversation in part 2 of the healing space. Thanks for listening. I'm Maya Soul. Keep healing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep choosing you.